Today we are talking about the impact of artificial intelligence on gaming.
Beep boop.
If y'all have been living under a rock, you may not know what this is. But if you haven't been living under a rock, like Patrick Star from SpongeBob SquarePants,
No, this is Patrick.
you will know that AI is all the rage right now. With the creation of Chat GPT, there's been a lot of talk about AI disrupting pretty much every industry. So
It's taking over.
It actually
like they said it would.
It actually has taken over the military.
really,
Yep. We have a evaluation system that we have to do.
Okay.
Sorry, this is like way off
that's good.
topic-ish.
Yeah. No, this is relevant,
But we have an evaluation process to go through. It's called an EPR. And what
What's
we
that
do, evaluation personnel
that's
record.
right, okay.
Yeah. So we have to come up with bullets, and it's in a bullet format. So now they have a program now that we can type in whatever the person did, and they'll format it into a perfect bullet, and we just push it through.
Do I even look at it?
Yeah, you can review it and stuff, fix certain things because the AI is not like perfect.
Yeah.
You know, you can fix certain things in it to reword certain things, but it is like, it has made, I went through, back in the day, I would go through 10 EPRs and I would write them myself. It would take me almost like 2 months to do it. But now doing that many EPRs, it took me 2 weeks.
that's pretty good.
Yeah. So
So it's positive.
But they built,
it's a positive. It's
they
a
built
big
the
positive.
technology for you guys. You're not like logging at ChatGPT.
Oh,
and
no,
putting
no.
stuff in
It's
there.
not. It's personally just for the military at the moment.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been using a lot of my job for programming. So if I'm like running into a problem,
Heard about that.
it makes it faster to Google.
Faster
so-
to Google.
Faster to Google. So instead of going to Google,
Oh,
to
So you go to
search,
Chat
faster
GPT.
I go to
than
Chat
Google.
GPT and be like, hey, here's what I'm trying to solve. Help me. And then they give me the answer, which I know because I know how to program whether or not it's going to be right. And I can plug it in there. And usually it's better than me scouring through like hundreds of articles to find the pieces that I need to make the thing happen.
Yeah. And
So I should get this just to ask questions.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
or talk
Now-
to your girlfriend, one or two.
That too. I will say
Yes,
there are
I will do that.
limitations right now because like ChatGPT specifically hasn't been granted full access to the internet yet.
I thought it
think
has.
if you pay, so they did, but I don't know if it's not for the free version. I think you have to pay for it to get the access to the internet thing.
Gotcha.
But right now it's just
there's
like
two of
anything
them?
from 2021 before is the data that it has access to, or you can feed it information. So I can just like copy and paste an article and be like, summarize this, and it'll summarize it. Actually, everything here in my notes are from ChatGPT. So I took all these articles that we have in here, and I had ChatGPT give me bullet points from the articles of the key points of the article. So, for example, Blizzard has been using it for all aspects of their game development, such as they have a tool called Blizzard Diffusion where they use it to generate concept art for environments and character design. So it's not just for text. It can be
Oy.
also used for visuals
Oy.
as well. The potential applications for AI mentioned in an email to Blizzard staff include generating autonomous in-game NPCs, assisting in-level design, voice cloning, game coding, and implementing AI-driven anti-toxicity measures, which is really interesting, I think. So rather than having a human moderating content on like the social channels or in game or whatever, AI can do that and cut out that person from having to go through that process of
Well, they're already doing it. I mean, it's already being done.
not with this technology.
I'm
yet.
sorry,
But yes,
like-
it's about to be.
What, YouTube does it?
No,
Yeah.
humans moderate that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, some of it, like if it's like ambiguous, like this is like analyzing what's being said and then like stripping it out. Like they can find keywords that are being phrased from like transcripts, but they're not like using this. I mean, it's machine learning, but it's not like full on AI where like they're feeding it the data right now to know what to like. For example,
What are
when
we talking- what are
our
we talking
Apple
about?
video got
What
cut
are they feeding
out.
it to? You talking about YouTube or talking about actors?
Talking about YouTube.
Okay.
So on YouTube, the Apple video that got cut out, they cut out the use of the Apple Vision Pro video. So they
Right.
probably put in the system, if there's these keywords that show up in the transcript, block it.
Shit, that
That's
got
not
kicked
AI. Yeah, it got kicked out. Well, the first time because we used the video footage of it.
Oh.
So they're using like that's it's more rudimentary than that of
All right,
like
fair
this
enough.
is learning and that is still trained. They're still training it. This is learning on its own.
All right. Okay, yeah. I'm using bot as synonymous with AI. Because some things can learn, yes, and that is technically AI. Yeah. But some things are bots and it's programmed to be like, check for these things.
And then
right.
So it's
something
not really
is said,
AI.
Cut it or pull it or flag it or whatever you want to do with it. And that's happening all the time right now.
Yeah. No, the artificial intelligence that we're talking about here is like it is able to think beyond what it's been programmed to do and critically think and critically analyze different aspects of things to bring you information. So like, again, like going back to my programming example, I asked it the other day, write me a WordPress query to output this post type that showed stuff that was posted in this time frame. If I were to have a bot do that, they would be like, here's an article that tells you how to do that.
Yeah.
What this did was scoured 50 articles and read the context of that based on what I said and pulled all of it together and wrote me here's how you do that. Here's the code and here's what it's doing. And explained it to me, which is not anything that was pulled from the internet or anything like that. It was all amalgamated and rewritten for the sake of my use, which I thought which is what kind of like makes this like very different. So on the note of like them talking about AI being used for NPCs, super excited about that. Cause like we have a bunch of humans that are writing a bunch of dialogue right now for games that like, really doesn't always have to be written by a person, and you could hopefully then save that human time to focus on like writing like the real like mainline story dialogue, and then less time on like the stupid side quests or just like fetch questy things. Just let AI write that because it's all kind of like standard.
How
and
far can we go with this? Where it basically, I'm going to reference South Park and it like took my jobs. Like how far is this going to go where it needs to be regulated?
All right, before we get to that, because I want to get to that.
Okay,
cool.
But I agree with you. But if it's to the point where it's like, hey, let's just get an AI to do this, it's not worth the actual time to make it happen. Like the reason why you have a human do it is because you put heart and passion in something that's going to be interesting that you want to play and it's going to be special. So when you play it, it's like, wow, that actually like hits home. Like Skyrim, not all the side missions are amazing, but some that are like they're their own like main storyline quests, and that's why it was so amazing. That's what we should have.
I agree with that. Yeah.
But otherwise, it's like, hey, go to Johnny across the world and get the thing and bring it back, and here's some XP and some gold.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah.
Fucking
And I'm like, I don't want to play that quest.
Well, it's, like you said, it's like Ubisoft-based games. Like all their side quests are exactly. They could be ran by AI, and you wouldn't know any difference.
Yeah.
So it's like if you want to like do that, so that the Assassin's Creed Valhalla main story can be way better, because then they have more time. Because a lot of what's happening now in games is that they're expected to make a game that's 70, 80 hours long, but a side quest doesn't need to have the most amazing like vernacular ever known to man. It just needs to do its job of like getting you some gear or loot or whatever it might be potentially, but then focus on that main story being like rich and exciting and interesting, and put the talent of people that are good at developing that stuff into that, and not make them work on a bunch of bullshit. It's just like having like a 3D artist who spends all their days with all this microtransaction stuff, wasting their time away just building like 10,000 different skins, when they could be creating new art for new games, for new experiences. You know what I mean? Like
but
AI can now do those skins so that our human creatives can make better stuff.
So the skins, I agree with you on something like that. But for the side quests, if you're going to fucking just bullshit it, just like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, because they have a shit ton of bullshit quests that don't even have it in there. Don't even bother with it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Because they oversaturated that game with fucking side quests and all that. Because I'm replaying it currently. They oversaturated. So don't even bother fucking doing that. Focus on the main story. Just
make a linear story, a linear game, story. Or don't do it at all.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Yeah,
like,
I mean,
I keep going.
That's the ideal world.
I keep going back to God of War.
World.
I keep going back to God of War. Like they're side quests, but there aren't like a ridiculous amount. There's enough to like get a little lore here and there. Yeah. There's like some fun side quests where you go and kill some cool, challenging things and get some cool gear. It's like, all right, that's awesome.
Yeah,
but there's not like 80,000 of those.
Yeah.
Well, like think of a game like Diablo 4 right now, like Blizzard, talking about using it for that. So we're not using it for the games. Like Diablo 4, like if they didn't have all the side quests in the game, do you think the overall game would be better?
I think so.
Yeah.
I get lost.
Yeah.
Well, because like I'm saying, like for the sake of the progression, if like you don't have all the side quests to do, you might finish that story in 20 hours. So then what do? You still have like the end game stuff. Like, is it okay to just like leave the game and be done with it? Or
Well, it's the same way how Diablo was
fine.
survived for this long, anyways. I mean, Diablo 3, you can up the rank, you can keep hunting for more gear, you can just keep going. But the one thing I think we're losing track of the subject is that the AI is how it's affecting. I think what Blizzard's doing with the what was it? The focus on the regulating players' interactions. Is that what it was? No. It's about something bad. Hold on a second. Sorry.
I think it could be mediocre.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to use AI to make the games that we have now, like that's already a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, you could use it in the way you use it, where it's like, I'm stumped right here. I just need to get past this.
Yeah.
This block. Boom. Got me.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm going to keep going about my business.
Yeah.
Human-made process.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
this is just like, oh, we need some bullshit quests. Whip them out. What are some cool quests we can do?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been talking about a lot at work because we've been using AI a lot, just because it's like it's one of those things that if you're not using the product, like you may get lost in the wind without having AI in your tool set. So we're trying to find ways to integrate it. And like for me, like I said, I built an API integration the other day with a product that normally would have probably taken me like 8 to 10 hours to build. It took me 2. So like it gave me so much more time to work on other stuff that I could focus on, which was nice. And I still knew what I did.
Where does that come to a point where like it helps you work on that stuff, but where does it come to a point where it takes over your job, basically? That's where I'm getting at.
Yeah.
That's the scary part of AI right now. From going to South by and listening to everything, and then listening to the Critical Role guys talk about how AI is kind of affecting their job as well because of voice acting and all that jazz, and like running stuff. I feel like AI needs to be regulated, and I feel like what Blizzard's doing with the regulating the player, not the players, the toxic stuff that's happening. I think using that would be good. But anything beyond that, I don't know. There has to be a limit on how much AI you can use in a game, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, as you're saying, I don't know. I mean
that's what the writer strike's about right now.
Is it?
It's about the AI?
Well, that's part of it.
I didn't realize that.
They want to make sure that studios don't just use AI to write scripts.
Oh.
Like they want to make sure there's a human component with it. So it's integrated in a way where it's not taking away jobs.
Right.
Because, I mean, obviously an AI can only do so much. And so, but you want people to be there to actually create stories.
Yeah.
And then maybe use AI as a help to like, oh, we're stuck at a point.
It's a very,
Let's get past it.
It's very scary. Like the further we go with it, it's just like, I mean, hell, us doing this podcast right now, we can be done with this and just have AI run it the whole thing.
Well, I wouldn't do that, but
well, no, you wouldn't do that. But in the future, that's what
some
it's
people
going
might.
to lead to.
I mean, we got to the point where you can have. I mean, we've seen it. There's videos on YouTube of people talking, like presidents talking to each other, playing fucking Call of Duty, and all they do is use an AI and take like 30 seconds of someone's voice,
And it's just
they can create anything they want to.
that is
Just something funny, and
Yeah.
then it kicks off, and then someone sees that one thing funny, is like, oh, we can do this too. We can make a whole TV show of this. I mean, a prime example is that Secret Invasion, the new Marvel TV show. They got a lot of flack about that, because they used their intro. It was all AI generated, their intro, and people lost their shit about it because they're like, why would you do that? You're taking away someone's job. You're doing this and doing that.
And their defense was it was like thematically relevant, which I thought was interesting to like.
It was
relevant
because of like the Secret Invasion. It's like I don't know what the story is. The Secret Invasion, but like
Scrolls and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what?
It's about the scroll. Okay,
Squirrels?
Scrolls. So scrolls in
it's a race.
It's a race, alien race. In Captain Marvel, they lost their planet, yada yada, all this bullshit, and they slowly migrate to our planet to live on, and they can disguise themselves as human beings and stuff like that. As long as they touch them, they get their memories and all that bullshit and their powers or whatever. So they're living there, but there's one side of the scrolls that are like, well, we want to just take over this planet. It's like, fuck it all, and just take it over. And that's what they're slowly doing. Nick Fury's trying to stop it. But there's more to the Secret Invasion in the comic side that I don't want to get into because we're derailing.
So
how does that relate to AI?
Oh, it's the dark side of AI. It's like they're
slowly taking over and not realizing it.
That
I think that's a cop-out answer.
Oh yeah, it's most definitely a cop-out.
In my opinion, that's a cop-out.
I look at AI. Where I'm at right now with this is that it's like when we first invented the computer. Everybody was freaked out by it because they're like, it's going to take our jobs, and it didn't take our jobs. It enhanced our jobs. It made some of our jobs better. Sometimes it made it a little bit worse. Sure, if you want to, you can also go that way. But like the computer didn't take people's jobs away. It evolved their ability to do what they can do. And I think AI is going to do a similar thing in that it's going to enable, because like for me, like there's a bunch of bullshit work that I do at my job that I don't need to be doing. AI has helped me to take away that bullshit so I can focus on the things that I really want that my brain is built for. Now, that's now. 10 years from now, AI is going to be even smarter. And that's what I'm concerned about is that one of the things we were experimenting with at work is Photoshop has a new beta that's out right now. And a couple people at the office, one of our listeners, Jason, shout out to Jason, has been playing with it a little bit. Hey. Not this Jason, the other Jason. And I, Patreon supporter Jason.
Jason.
Yeah. They've been all playing with it, and they did this demo that I thought was really fascinating where they took a picture of a Jeep, right? And the picture of the Jeep was just like a close-up shot of a Jeep there was a photo that they took. And they were able to like highlight the Jeep and say expand background. That's all they said, expand background. And then it created a larger canvas, twice the size, and created more rocks, more sky, more waterfall that virtually to the naked eye looked like it was just another picture. But they added like twice as much to the image. And it's like they were playing the other day and they took one of our coworkers and gave him a beard. And it was just like with a couple clicks, it was like, bam, he's got a beard.
They did an AI
good.
Of Brett actually rolling a blunt instead of putting his AirPods.
Me rolling a joint. It's right. Yeah. So that's the stuff that scares me the most is that it can like the visual aspect of it. Yeah, the deep fakes are so
is
real.
Going to know?
Yeah,
you can say, "Hey, this person killed someone," and show a picture like I took this on my phone.
Yeah,
I mean, there's people you can
look at
create
that shot of Donald
footage.
Trump getting arrested. That they made
in New York, and he's running with the police.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
all this stuff.
y'all seen the new what's that called? The Robot Death or whatever on Netflix.
Oh,
Love, Robot, Death?
Yeah.
Or whatever?
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, Black Mirror. That's what
Black
I meant.
Mirror, yeah.
Black Mirror, the episode where she signed her
Is this
rights
a new
away.
season?
It's a new season.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, you haven't watched it yet. But she signs her rights away.
To her person?
To her person. And they play it on Streamberry, which is Netflix, of her life. And they just basically get all the recordings of her and just like play it. So,
but this is the thing. Like, it's getting so good that how are you going to tell if something's real or not? Like, that's how scary. Like, it's nice now that the AI can't do fingers, so you can immediately tell.
Or eating food. Have you seen that?
Maybe like wait, like creating a video.
Yeah, creating a video for a pizza commercial is terrifying.
Yes, it's awful. But they're gonna get better to the point where we won't know, and who's gonna know? Like, AI could be controlling us and creating all this content.
We could be an AI right now.
I know. Could be subliminal messages. I don't know. I think for video games, it's nice because it's something that I think can be very beneficial to the gaming industry to help create backgrounds and stuff and NPCs and things. But
still, to a point, I think video games is a staple to move forward on other things.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's why we need like laws and restrictions and
regulations.
Yeah, I mean, we have to keep creating other AI to figure out if we're looking at something that's AI.
Well, that's what recently
that's already
happened.
A thing.
Like with the Chat GPT, like when that first came out, people were using it to write their papers. So then there was a guy that over the course of his Christmas break wrote a program that would detect if it was AI or if it was written by AI or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. But But that's just like the basic stuff. I mean, there's some really complex like AI things you can do where you can be like, look at my 5 competitors and analyze the competitive analysis of their, do a competitive analysis against them versus my company and give me back the 5 key points I need to know for this next pitch, business pitch. And they can do all that stuff. There was a guy that actually used it to create his closing argument or, some kind of argument in court, and it made up fake laws, and he used it and got fired basically or whatever. Wow. Yeah. But it's just like a bunch of random stuff like that where it's like the problem with any tool is that there's the good side and then there's the bad side. And the maliciousness is very scary. It's just like going back to gun laws or any kind of stuff like that. It's like, end of the day, what you're using is a tool, and how you use it is where the crime can come into play. So it's like with AI, it's like you're going to have somebody who could use it very well and other people that use it really bad. Right now, there's a lot of great things to do with it, but I mean, I've seen all kinds of freaking weird ass shit on Facebook popping up with, ads being served to me of just like celebrities that are, clearly not the real celebrities.
Naked?
Yeah. Have you seen that too?
No, I haven't. That's not on my page.
Yeah,
it's
I don't know. I've been getting served a few of those here and there, and like just random things. I'm like, where the hell is this coming from? Like, I didn't search for any of this. It's just popping up.
Yeah, you didn't search for any of it.
I didn't.
With AI, it's like just because we can doesn't mean we should.
Yeah,
and I think that applies here.
Yeah,
we shouldn't be doing this because. I mean, Elon Musk was talking about AI. He's like, if we don't create laws and boundaries now, and this was like 3, 4, 5 years ago, like we're going to have problems. Yeah. And I mean, we're just going full steam ahead. Who cares? Let's do it. Whatever.
Yeah.
No laws, no nothing. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, it's hard to stop. I mean, you can't just turn it off.
You can't just turn it off.
I know. Well, if we have an EMP, then it'll turn everything off.
Jesus Christ.
Solar flare, man. Hey, they keep talking about solar flare from the sun could blow out just a giant EMP on the Earth.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I want to figure out how to be creative again.
That was supposed to happen in like 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
Never happened.
I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool. We didn't really talk about much of what I had on the positive side here. It's
what's
on
the positive?
Okay, so I'm going to go on a positive side. Like what you were saying with video games, you think searching out the toxic stuff is a good positive for it, and like dealing with NPCs. Like let's say I'm running around with Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 5 is outstanding. To me, watching the NPCs actually have a life and stuff, but actually able to communicate with them and them have actual thought, be pretty cool.
Yeah, it enables them to like put in more dynamic responses.
Yes,
and without having to actually like write all the content. So it's like if you want more diversity, it's like when you interact with somebody based on what you just did, the AI will be like, "Oh, you just went and like stole a truck, and then you." Freaking shot this guy on the side of the street, and then this other person will be like, "Oh, you just stole that truck. Let me stop you." And then that's the dialogue.
So maybe not Grand Theft Auto. Let's go Mass Effect. I'm sorry. Let's go Mass Effect. Let's say you're talking to someone, and you can actually type in your response to them, and they respond to you. I think that might be a better example. Like
when you romance a Mass Effect game.
Dang it. Hey, you want to fuck? You put that on there and they just automatically decline you like right off the bat. You didn't romance or anything. I want to fuck you. And then they're like, what is wrong with you? And we're like, okay, this is very real and gets you immersed. Then yeah, that will work. Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
No, we don't want that. I think just
God
looking at
damn
what
it, I
you
can't come up with a good example with you guys.
Sorry.
Racing games, okay. Unique dialogue based on what you're doing. You can't do anything wrong with that.
NBA 2K could use some Chat GPT.
Roll down my window, look at Vin Diesel. You want to fuck?
That'll probably get racist really fast. NBA 2K.
And see, that's another thing. That's what I like about the toxic stuff, because I've been playing a lot of PC games now, and they have the open chat. And I hear people just dropping the N-word or dropping a lot of fucking vulgar stuff. And I'm like...
this guy over here dropping bad words
whoa,
too. Wow.
Whoa. I say damn and fuck a lot, but I don't point it towards someone.
No, I was just saying this. You swear
say it at the ground.
Yeah, I say it at the ground. I say it to myself. But like that, I can see that working in its favor.
to the ground.
I can see that helping out a lot.
Yeah.
So,
I think you need to create a contract every time you're going to use AI. I'm going to use AI to do X
to build a mountain.
in a video
To
game.
assist me to build a mountain.
Yes.
To assist.
There
I
needs to be
feel
a
like
contract.
the AI needs to assist with certain things. Like if
Yes.
you're stuck on
Yes.
something. I think that would work well. But it's
Because
not
if you
going to
just
go
have
that
everyone
route.
in there just using it and developing it and doing all these things, like it can get out of hand.
Well, that's the thing right now. It's like Chat GPT's like terms of service basically say anything you do with this platform is your responsibility and we have nothing to do with it. Kind of idea.
Nice.
So it's like they don't take any personal responsibility.
Yeah,
for
that's
anything
fine. That's
produced there.
definitely fine.
So it's like, but to your point, there's no regulation or any kind of policing of like what you're using it for. And people are using it to do a lot of nefarious things as well as really good things.
Yeah.
Some nefarious things I'm worried about.
Yeah.
I mean, Photoshop can create a fucking new picture out of one picture.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah.
You could use that for so many things.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
But yeah, there's people who create like old time footage and just take normal footage and it has the shake, like you're holding it like a hand cam, and it has like the
Abraham Lincoln die on camera.
actual like film. It makes it look like it's actual
Like
film.
8mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I mean, remember back during COVID, all the misinformation that was coming out?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if they had Chat GPT, because it wasn't out yet. It would have been a nightmare. Because it was already bad back then. They were making up shit left and right. Now it's like,
They don't need Chat GPT to make up shit.
well, that's what I'm saying. But they can do it faster and quicker, or faster and quicker, same thing. They can do it faster now.
Faster, quicker,
So like the amount they were doing then without AI, imagine what they can do with AI, both from a visual perspective with imagery. Plus, I mean, they could have like literally somebody could have gone out there and like made a headline that said, the entire country of Italy dies, and then just made an image of just like a bunch of people dead in the body bags or whatever. I mean, like that's very scary to say, but it's like that is a very real possibility with some crazy people out there in the world.
Well, not crazy people, older people. Like
No,
my
I'm just
mom and my grandmother.
I'm
would
saying like
fucking
crazy
believe
people that
it.
would make those images.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought you meant people.
I don't
that
think your
believe
mom
it.
would make those images.
No,
but
she
yeah.
can't.
Oh,
She'll
yeah.
believe those images, but she won't make them.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. My dad can edit videos with. He can create his own video by just throwing a bunch of clips into.
Well, I'm just saying
the
they
GoPro.
wouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
your dad would not go and make a bunch of
Terrorize
fake images
people.
of people dead just to make up a headline. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. You're talking about seeing
The people that are malicious, having
Yeah.
malicious intent, would go
That's
out
right,
and do
yeah.
that with the tools given to them.
But yeah, I don't know. It needs to be regulated. In
I
my
agree.
own opinion,
I agree.
Yep.
I think it can help the gaming industry with certain things, like Brett said and what I said. But it's scary.
Well, bringing it back to gaming specifically, 'cause that's a real question. Less on the regulation side, because that's something we can't really control.
That's
What
true.
we can control is it's going to have a big impact on gaming. And I was hoping to talk about what are some cool things we could do with gaming.
We just went so dark.
I mean, how can we die?
We're doing good.
I
And Brett's
yeah,
like,
I
we
mean,
need
it was
a little
good. It
bit
was just,
lighter stuff.
It's got a little
Sorry,
darker
guys.
than I anticipated. I mean, it's good. I mean, this can be the wrap right here.
No,
It's just,
tell us. I want to see.
Tell us.
I
We
wanna
want to know.
I mean, we're good now. I mean, we're done at this point. So
If any
No, what do you
games
got? What do
needs
you got?
more
What do you got?
modding, it's Skyrim.
yeah.
Okay, so modding.
modding. Oh no, I don't want to talk about any of that anymore.
Oh.
What? We've already gone on the
I'm
rabbit
already
hole.
depressed.
What are you talking about? I want to hear about this. This is awesome.
Okay.
This lonely road that I am ever.
So there was a modder named Art from the Machine that used AI and Skyrim VR to make NPCs that would have dynamically generated conversations. So they used Chat GPT to generate the responses and then text to speech from XVA Synth.
See, that'll be
to make
cool.
the NPCs fully voice
All
and
about it.
whisper for
Yeah.
text to speech to enable player input via microphone.
See, I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's what I want to talk about.
Okay.
Keep going.
Pretty sure
I'm
I
ready.
mentioned that before.
Yeah, probably.
but
Probably a little bit, yeah.
You went a little deeper into it. I was just,
Well, I was getting there. I was just started at the beginning.
I was talking
and
about
it's down the list.
GTA and then Mass Effect, and you're like sex, and I was just like, okay, we're done with this conversation.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool that like one of the shopkeepers now can tell you the shop hours because I mean, who ever knew when the shops open or closed?
Right.
I mean, when it was dark, you knew it was closed, but when it was light outside, you think it'd be open, but it wasn't because it was too early and there was nobody there.
I thought Red Dead Redemption did that pretty well.
They told you the shop hours.
Yeah.
They did.
No.
I didn't think so.
But I mean, you look at your little watch, and you're like, it's kind of late.
It's too late or it's too early. Apparently,
I do think stuff like this though is really interesting for games like Ubisoft. Going back to them, because they have so many freaking quests in there.
yeah.
They're just like the dialogue's kind of shit, you know. And like it would be nice if it was a little bit more dynamic based on what I've done, you know. So even if it was shitty, at least it was shittily accurate, you know. And so it's like, hey, you just went out and just like took down the freaking building over here, and it's like then you come to it and it's like, oh man, freaking what's the guy's name from Walking Dead that was in this game?
Daryl.
No, from Walking Dead that was
Rick
in
Grimes.
Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
John
Bernthal.
Thank you, John Bernthal.
Damn it! I was gonna make up another name. Fuck.
I want this game to be like, oh, you've gone and like taken down John Bernthal the game. When I go to talk to somebody, they're not like, oh man, John Bernthal's still a threat out there right now. I mean, he's freaking taking over. I'm like, you should know that I know.
You should know by now. I killed that motherfucker.
World events.
I'm the Punisher.
World events have happened and they need to know, but they're over here like, oh, the world's gonna end still.
Yeah, you know, it's like you beat the main story in a game, and then you go to talk to somebody. Hogwarts Legacy. I went to freaking talk to people after I already spoilers went and took down all the bad guys. I mean, okay, bad guys.
Spoiler.
I took all the bad guys down, and then I go, it's like, man, that Ranrock guy, man, he's such a threat. I'm like, I fucking killed that guy.
That was a secret, though. They don't know.
Oh, he's dead. Okay.
Let me tell you, I killed him.
Is that what you want to say to him?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you know what? You're in the microphone and everything. I killed that son of a bitch. And then they respond like, oh, you did? Congratulations for 50% off in the store.
hey, that would actually be kind of
That would be-
cool.
that would be
if you're in
pretty
a
cool.
game and you have Chat GPT voicing everyone for you, and you go in there and be like, I killed them. They're like, did you? And they're like questioning you.
Yeah.
And you have to actually like talk to them and use
like-
your own wit
Right.
and knowledge to get them to answer.
Or
that just
persuade
went
them. You
around
know, it's like
Yes.
kicked me in
real
the ass.
persuasion. It's kinda cool.
I'm sorry. No. You were onto something.
Yeah, I am. I just didn't expect it. I was kind of trying to give Brett shit. Never mind.
I mean, you did. You gave it to him.
AI's bad.
Oh man. So yeah, that's AI, everybody. It's
That's not AI. This is real people talking right now.
I use AI to start working on a D&D campaign. If I ever decide to D&D, I was like, I'm going to see what AI does for me. And it did a really good job at writing me a new custom world that I have a backstory now for my world. And it's very exciting.
Nice,
So I'm very
nice.
proud of it. Yeah. You want to hear it?
No.
Okay.
Not in this podcast.
Yeah.
Fine. Fuck you guys.
Not in any podcast. You know, to be
Yeah,
honest.
it's fine. It's okay. So there's a lot of AI happening right now, and there's a lot more that will be happening in the future. So that is where we're at right now. We don't know where the future will take us, but it's exciting. It's going to save us a lot of time. It's going to give us a lot more time to be creative and make hopefully better games. But it's also scary because there's also some really nefarious things you can do with it. So we'll see.
And please let us know your thoughts on AI in gaming or AI in general.